Good morning, Anna-Maree. This is Jenny, and this is your reading for the 8th of January 2020. Now, I haven't bothered recording, shuffling and asking questions, etc., so I wouldn't be wasting your time on the video. So I've pre-done all of that, and I've got your 6-month reading here. So to start with, the messages that jumped out while I was shuffling for you are that you're coming up with new beginnings to do with money. You've got the start of new money coming in. It's like you've worked really hard and now you're starting to see the rewards. There's something new coming in for you, and it's wonderful and happy, and it's going to help you with your security financially. It's also two new beginnings, because the next card that jumped out, they're telling me you've got the beginning of a new job or a new project that you're working on. And as you can see, it's lovely and happy. It's blessed from above. Really, really good news for that new beginning that you're starting. And it's also covered by the Justice card, or it's like legal papers or a contract. So you've got signing and contracts or legal papers to sign regarding this. So that's really positive. And it's also like, this is a Libran card too, the Justice card. So it's like whatever you've been wanting and working for and hoping to receive, it's now going to happen. You'll get the balance back in your life. You'll get the feeling of calmness back in your life, because things are now organised and planned and what you've been really wanting. And the other card they threw out for me too, which I absolutely love, it's a 9 of Pentacles. And this card represents you being really happy with your money, what you've been working for. You've been building up your foundations for your security, for your future, and it's just lovely. So those cards were jumped out. So in other words, Spirit makes them fly out when I ask them for any guiding messages, and they flew out for you. So that's really awesome. Now we're going to go on to January. So in January, whatever you're starting or new, you're being able to juggle around your money now and be creative with your money and feel really, really happy about your money. And so you're either working on something creative to earn money, or you're being creative with your money. But whatever it is, it's joyful, happy, positive, like that. And then this month, something happens quite suddenly, and that sort of thing is out of your control. And it's to do with also you wanting to be in control and do things your own way, be your own boss. But there could be either a dealing with a government department or somebody in power, like a boss or a man around you, someone who's quite strong, but they're quite domineering. It's a powerful person, so or department. So you've got something happening quickly, but I don't see it as a bad thing. I see it as something that possibly you've wanted to happen. It happens fast, and you've got the strength and the love. This is you standing your ground by the end of January, feeling really strong and secure with your own opinions and what you're doing. And so don't get worried about when something happens really, really quickly. Okay? So I'll just do a clarifier on that, what that is that happens really quickly. Can we please have a clarifier? Clarify for Ann-Maree, clarify please Spirit for this, what's going to happen really quickly for Ann-Maree. Have we got a clarifier please? Is this to do, please tell us what this is to do with the Tower card. What is this to do with? Please tell us what this is, show us what is this to do with? What is this to do with? Okay, so I'm not getting anything that's jumping out. They're not telling me anything extra than what we already know. So it's to do with, I think it's to do with getting this job and starting this job quickly. It's going to happen quite fast. Then in February, we move on to February, and it's like whatever you've been hoping for or wishing for, it's a blessing. You've got your dreams come true. This card always reminds me of when you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. It's Buddha and the ascended masters or guides, angels, whoever you believe in, they're giving you blessings. And so what's happening in your life at that time is something guided towards you that you've wanted. And but also keep remembering to tell your guides or your angels your definite excuse me, intentions at the beginning of the year. You always let them know what you want so that they can help you, because things don't just fly towards you if you sit around and do nothing. It's up to you to make the first moves, and then they help you. So you've got that lovely card, and then you've been overthinking. You'll probably still be overthinking a bit in February, and making your decisions, your choices, what to do. But it's coming to an end, and I feel that it's positive and happy, that overthinking everything is starting to come to an end now. And then that leads to you being paid some money. You're receiving money for what you've done. You've done everything right. It can even be money from the past and money that's owed to you. It may be an inheritance or a back pay or something like that. And then you move on by the end of February to happy relationships. Excuse me, I need a glass of water. Here you are making new friendships, new relationships, meeting new people, and forming new happy relationships, which is really nice for you. Then we move on to March, and at the beginning of March, you've got you're the magician. So what that means is you're just as in touch with heaven as what you are with earth. So you're a rounded person. You've got your emotions intact, your physical life, your mental life, your emotional life. So what that means is you can make things happen, and make things happen in your favour. So I used to say you can manipulate the situation to get your own way, but you'll understand the gist of it now. It's about you've got that ability, and not everybody has that. Some people are blunt or rude, or when they try to make things happen for themselves, but you have got a lovely way about you. You're lovely, positive, happy, and you're at one with nature as well. It's a lovely happy card. So you've got this wonderful ability, and that's going to lead you forward in March. You'll be able to see your way clear of all the different choices and things you've been thinking about. Now you can see more clearly, or think more clearly about where you want to go and what you want to do. And I feel like you will be making choices or decisions, but whatever it is, you'll be able to see more clearly, so that when you've got dealings with other people, say like a lawyer, because there's a man here that could be a lawyer, but it can be you too, when you're starting to be discerning and be able to see things a lot more clearly, you'll be able to cut through the crap, and just see things quite clearly. And by the end of March, you need some time out. So you need to meditate. I don't know if you don't meditate, go into a nice park somewhere, or by the bush, or some nice gardens, and be at peace, to just sit quietly and calm your nerves down a bit, or just to get back peace and quiet into your life. And then in April, you've got big changes coming. It starts off with a bomb. Actually, April's your opposite star sign too. So you've got, sorry, I don't know what that means. You might want to look it up. So you've got in April, actually it is a month of Aries, or being ruled by Mars. It's a month of action, but everything starts changing around you, and there's nothing you can do about it, the Wheel of Fortune. So you ride the wheel and go along with it, and don't get upset about things. Just go with the changes, go with the flow, because your life is going to change completely. You've got the transition card. So you're transitioning to a completely different life. Things, it's throwing out really positive things, actually. So you're growing, I think you're growing spiritually and becoming a lot more aware as well, because your numerology, born on the 24th, which adds to a 6, which means you're a lovely, caring person, and you'll always be helping other people, and people will always be drawn to you. But your lesson is to learn who to help and who not to waste your time on, when to say no. And it's quite hard when you are a 6 person to learn to say no. And then when you join that with the 1 of October, that's 6 and 1 is 7. It means that your intuition and your psychic ability is spot on. So I feel that your own intuition and your psychic ability is growing, and you're becoming more in tune with that. So towards the end of April, you will be feeling way more in control of what you're doing, and physically, like hard working, that sort of thing. And there's a man there around you. This can also be you. It can be the two of you. It's like a person who's hard working, in control, a businessman. He could be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius is around you at that time. But it also means that you can be at the top of your field at what you're doing as well, as far as your work goes. And the outcome by the end of the month is wonderful. It's the Chariot. That's this card. So this card represents lots of different things. And for you, it can mean a new car, but it can mean travel. If you want to go overseas, it's where you've got the opportunity to plan to go overseas or going overseas. But it's also a card where you've overcome all sorts of difficulties. You've done it your way. You can see a lot clearly now. It's actually one of breaking through karmic debt as well. And everything's been through your own volition, your own hard work, your own learning curves. And it's very, very positive. And as you can see, she's looking into the future. And so now you can actually see more clearly where you want to go. So this is one of the really, really good cards. So that's April. Now May's a bit different, not as nice an energy. May, you're going to have a bit of mental conflict around what you want to do and where you're going. You're thinking about things. You're a little bit not confused, and you're not overthinking things. You've just got a few doubts about some things. There could even be someone behind you gossiping about you. It's nothing major though. But then that's overcome with the Temperance card, and this is beautiful. It's telling you you've got the strength and the love. You've got balance, you're wise, you're being guided from above, you're very enlightened, you've learned a lot in your life, but be patient, because then you'll get the balance more back in your life. Because I feel that month you've got your hopes and your dreams, and you've got the dream catcher there, and you've got like your cups or your memories or emotions are quite full, but you're being offered something else, but at the time you can never see it because you're feeling really flat emotionally. You're worn out, run down, and it's because you're overworking. So I'd say by the end of May, just be really careful and be mindful. You can change this. You've got free will. It's like you're feeling really flat. So when that happens, you can't see any opportunity that comes your way. You're blinded because you're feeling like that. So go and get a massage, go for walks, read nice books, eat nice chocolate, do whatever it is that picks you up and makes you feel better. Yeah, and just be warned that you could become exhausted through overworking, and you could even end up with a sore back. But that's coming to an end, so that's coming to the end of it. So the end of May, I think you'll be getting rid of all those burdens. You'll be able to see that it's too much what you've been carrying, all the burdens you've been carrying from the past. You'll need to let some of these things go to improve your own life. And you do it, because June's amazing. June, here you are. You've earned your angel wings. You've done everything right in your life. It's now time to clear out the clutter, throw away things, give away things, sell things. It's amazing what that does, even just going through and giving away clothes, because when you do it, the clothes bring back memories of what you were doing at that time. And of course, you're providing someone else with a nice outfit or whatever it is. But also through cupboards, clear out things. Because when you declutter, it's also about releasing the old to let the new come in. And I didn't talk about this before, but you're in a personal year one. And the personal year one is the start you've been waiting for. So even though you probably feel like nothing much has been happening, but things are changing now, it's more of a year to plan your ideas of what you want to do over the next 9 years. It's not so much a time for action, but more of a time to do your homework, get all your plans in order, what you want to do, because I feel by June too, you definitely will have done that, releasing old things. And you'll find that some people in this year will have moved out of your life as well. But also it's time for you to let go of those ones that hold you back, the negative Nellies, I call them. because here you are too with all your lovely memories from the past, but you're moving on. You can keep them in the past where they belong. They're not going to hold you back anymore. And here you are, you've got the opportunity to learn something new, and it's to do with, it's either learning something new to do with money, or what you've got the chance to learn is going to help you build your security for the future and bring you money. And by the end of June, you've seen growth. Something's ending, so you've seen the growth through all the hard work that you've been doing, and you're looking back a bit on what you've done, and you're quite happy about the success, but it's coming to an end, and you're actually quite happy about that. And then covering the whole reading is because you've got a life path of 7 as well, so that means that you've actually doubles. You've got 2 7s there, but 7s always want to keep learning. You'll always be wanting to learn, and often you will reach a goal and then you're a bit disappointed because it's not what you thought it would be. That you'll find you'll meet people like that too. You think they're so wonderful, and then when you really get to know them, they're not as good as what you hoped. Excuse me, which can be a bit disappointing. Sorry. So here you are. This is covering the whole 6 months. Your psychic ability is amazing and wonderful. So always follow your own intuition about things, because it's true. When you get a first impression of someone, it'll be right. That sort of thing. But it does lead you to feel alone at times. Sometimes you're a little bit sad and you feel a bit alone because you're focusing on your past memories, and that brings you down a bit. This is temporary, and it's okay to have those memories. But in a time like that, just remember to be grateful for all the good things in your life, what you've got around you at that time. Even be grateful every day, and you'll find that you won't feel like this very often. And it's like you're shutting yourself away from the world in these 6 months and work to earn enough money. And because you're actually really good at what you do, so you're getting paid for what you do because you're really good at it, so you're going for it and working as hard as you can. Because underlying it all is you have a fear of not having enough, like just a feeling of a bit of loss, and sometimes you might feel like, oh God, have I got enough money for my future? When you focus on loss or feel like that, that's what you can attract. So start changing it. Change your attitude. When you feel that coming along, you can actually look back and look within and think, what makes me feel like that? What causes me to feel like that? Is it because you've lost money in the past, or is it because your parents didn't have much, or you didn't have much as a child? So work on yourself to overcome that, and the more positive affirmations you do, you'll stop feeling like that. You'll not and feel confident that you know you've always got enough for what you need. Because you're going to come up with a new plan and a new idea, and it's great because it leads to you feeling very happy and you're celebrating. You've got love around you. It's a really happy celebration. And I feel the whole 6 months is that you've got 3 new beginnings. You've got new beginnings of money, new beginnings with a job or a house, a project. You've got new plans as well. Your life's changing and you're going to be successful in what you're doing. You've got some endings as well. So I think it's really, really wonderful. Great reading. I did pull out a couple of extra cards that at the beginning, I don't know whether they relate to anything that's happening in your life, but I just did it anyway, and we'll see what happens. It'd be interesting if you write back and tell me if it meant anything, because it may and it may not. So this card here, I just asked for a guiding card for you. This one is called Perception. So beware, someone you're attracted to has a tendency to use others to fill their own void. To some extent, this is true of most relationships. However, in this particular case, the void wanting to be filled is insatiable. Nothing you say or do will ever be enough, so tread carefully. Don't allow yourself to be drawn into other people's problems. All is not the way it is presented. Use your intuition and trust your natural instincts. In spite of its problems, a valuable lesson will be derived from this relationship as you realise that we are each responsible for our own well-being. Taking on another's emotional baggage is of no help to anyone, so remain emotionally detached and use your sixth sense. Okay, so that's that one. And then the other one was work your magic. I don't know, is that recording back the front? Reversed. Anyway, so Saint Germain, work your magic. You have the power to resolve the situation you're inquiring about. This card signifies your untapped magical abilities. Well, that confirms the magician as well, that you have got magical abilities. Because the magician in the past was like the alchemist, could mix up and do all sorts of things to heal problems and sort issues out. So that's you. This card signifies your untapped magical abilities, which you've used successfully in the past. Pull these abilities out of storage and use them to work your magic now. Your clear and focused intentions, positive expectations, prayers, decrees, and action steps all create the healings and manifestations you desire. The other alternative meanings are: decide clearly what you will and won't accept in this situation, as your clarity will bring immediate results. Have steady faith in a positive outcome. Study alchemy and manifestation principles. Okay, well, that's it. Yes, you're in the year one, so I told you about that. And that's it. So, Happy New Year. Bye.